All righty, let's check to see if we got vocals and stuff coming out the back end here. Um, test. Yeah, we got sound. Okay, let's start this off the right way. Ladies, gentlemen, pronouns. Lend me your ears. Crazy Kid back for another live stream. And I've been watching NASCAR for over 40 years, and I thought I had seen everything. And then all of a sudden, Wednesday come along for the Clash for the Cash race to kick off the NASCAR season, and it the, the race track had to be they delayed the race to from Sunday to Wednesday, or from Sunday to Monday, and then it snowed again, and then they changed it to Wednesday because this way here they can get the snow and the track cleared off, and make it safe for the the drivers to be out there. So they raced it on Wednesday night, and I had thought I'd seen everything. I've been watching NASCAR for over 40 years. Oh, God just leaned over and said, "Pay attention, my child. I'm going to show you something." And all of a sudden, halftime come. They were, making changes on their cars, to make them better for the second half. And all of a sudden, it started raining. It started snowing. It started sleeting. It started hailing. They were getting it all. And then they wiped the track off, and they went back out racing again and finished the race. I was like, wow, that was insane. Hello, Nicole. How are you doing? And I was like, that was just totally, totally insane with them racing on, not only a short track that's just basically wrapped around a football field, but they're like, like really putting it down and putting down some good laps with this whole, with all the wetness and all the sleet and the cold. I was just impressed on how well those guys could handle those cars. Mind you, there was a lot of accidents and a lot of pushing and shoving and a lot of brakes that weren't, being applied as much as hitting the chrome bumper or the chrome horn. But oh wow, happy birthday! Happy birthday! I don't remember what song we have coming out on that date, but I'm pretty sure you'll. I'm almost certain you'll like it. I've been, racing to get ahead again with the videos. But yeah, I couldn't believe what I saw on the NASCAR racer on Wednesday. I was like, wow, I was totally impressed. And the eventual winner, Ryan Preece, um, I'm surprised he didn't get a little slap on the peepee for dropping the F bomb a couple times while the camera was rolling. I don't know if they caught it or not, or heard it as clearly as I heard it, but yeah, it happens. He was like right excited. It was his first Cup career win, but it's not a points race win, so he falls into this category with some really heavy hitters from the NASCAR drivers community, where he won the Clash race before he won his first points race. So, now he's got some. Now he's in a club. He's just got to go out there and keep performing, performing, performing. This is only going to be a short live stream. I just wanted to get in touch with you people and basically let you know that the Clash at Bowman Gray was a wild race. Like, I couldn't believe that they had snow, sleet, rain, hail. There was hail pellets on the track, and they just pushed all that aside and went back to racing again. I was like, that is impressive. The technology that they've gotten into the tires has really, given technology to the street cars that we have. That's what they race for. They race to build technology, safety features for the race or the cars that we drive on the streets. So, and that's one of the things I really like about the NASCAR racing. Another thing that really shocked me was the whole DoorDash girl situation. It got wild. What I'm gonna do is I'm gonna show you a video that I saw about what's going on with the DoorDash girl, just as an update. She had her time in court, so to speak, and it got kind of interesting. Yeah, I checked out a couple of them, and they will be coming up, eventually. Okay. Now I'm gonna put this like this, and this is what this Tozy fella, he does content on content creators basically shooting themselves in the foot, and he finds a lot of it. So let's dive into this.
Hey. You're doing nothing. I lost my job. That was my only way to make money to pay my bills.
This TikTok DoorDash driver just went from viral victim to felony defendant after she came online saying that she was SA'd on the job, and now she's facing years in prison for the video that she posted herself.
3 days ago, October 12th, 2025, I was a victim of SA by a DoorDash customer while I was doing my job as a DoorDash driver. The DoorDash customer requested that their order be left at their front door. Their front door was wide open. Their lights were on. They were sleeping on the couch within eyesight of the front door. With
him sleeping on the couch when she shows up, there's no possible way she's getting SA'd.
Their pants and underwear pulled down to their ankles, and they were indecently exposed to me.
Well, as it turns out, that's not exactly what happened. If you need a perfect example of how fast a viral victim story can flip upside down, this is it. Because this video was posted in mid-October by Olivia Henderson, or IRL Monster Hideall on TikTok, and she went viral pretty fast as a DoorDash driver who claimed that she was SA'd on the job. And now, as of last week, she's been arrested, charged with 2 felonies, and could be facing years in prison. And depending on who you ask, she's either a woman who reported a traumatic event or someone who turned a drunk sleeping customer into content and then lied about it for clout.
I reported it to DoorDash.
I think I'm going to go with plan B, because that's exactly what she did.
And DoorDash did ban the customer, and then 2 days later, DoorDash banned me, which doesn't seem unrelated. They didn't even provide me a reason for my deactivation. They're supposed to send an email. They didn't. And within 12 hours afterward, they had already denied my appeal. DoorDash deactivated me. DoorDash punished me for exposing my assaulter.
And that's exactly why they punished her. She exposed one of their customers. That's an automatic no-no.
TikTok is currently punishing me for exposing my story time. I also reported this to the police, and the police are doing nothing. I was assaulted. I lost my job. I'm the victim.
Yeah.
Assaulted means you were actually physically touched, and that guy was sleeping on the couch. There is no way that he touched her.
So this whole thing just starts back in October 20th in Oswego, New York. Olivia was delivering an order for DoorDash, and according to her, the customer had asked for the food to be left at the front door. She said that she walked up to the house and found the front door wide open, lights on, and the customer lying on his couch with his pants and underwear pulled down to his ankles. She described him as fully exposed and said that she'd been put in danger simply by doing her job. Now, obviously, that's not an ideal situation to witness on the job, but it could also be explained as a guy who got super drunk, ordered some Wendy's, and then passed out before before it got there. Not a great look, but I don't think it's illegal to do that, especially because he was in his own house and he wanted the order at his front door. But more on that later. So in her first series of videos, she told the story with the tone of someone who's still shaking from what happened. She said everything was caught on camera. She also said that she didn't want this to happen to any other women, which is why she came forward with this story on TikTok.
And why she left the door wide open when she left.
The video, she also reported this to DoorDash and the police, and her initial post grabbed more than 22 million views for a brief moment, and TikTok seemed ready to rally around her. But that didn't last long, because within days, TikTok removed her video for violating community guidelines, and the talk around her started changing, because she posted more videos saying that TikTok kept trying to silence her. And then she said that DoorDash fired her for reporting an incident, and she said the police were punishing her instead of helping her. So see, that seems odd when three entities are suddenly going against her at once. What's going on? One of the biggest points in chaos of this entire story is the debate over whether Olivia actually walked up to an already open door or pushed it open herself. In the first video, she insisted the door was actually wide open when she arrived, meaning the guy on purpose left his door open for her. Thus, as she claims, he left himself exposed for her to see. But pretty fast, other creators started putting out screenshots that showed that she had quietly deleted an earlier version of that video, one that showed her nudging the door open before panning to the sleeping guy on the couch. And the original clip was deleted, but I don't think this has anything to do with TikTok silencing her here, because she posted a video of a dude laying there exposed on his couch in his own house, and she posted it for millions of people online to see. I don't know about you guys, but I think the video got deleted because of that. So obviously,
Yeah, me too. I think the video got deleted because some dude's nuts were basically blasted all over the internet.
that's not allowed on the platform, hence why I can't show the clip here. But there were these side-by-side screenshots that started popping up of whether the door was closed or left open. Either way, dude is in his own house, so is this illegal? No. But my main question is, why is she walking around in this dude's house? Like, drop the food on the doormat, take a picture, and move on to your next order. You don't need to be... Hello? There's no reason to play Resident Evil in someone's house. This whole situation doesn't make sense whatsoever. Did she just use this as a ploy for attention? How is it hard to understand to not walk into someone's house and post a video of them laying naked on their couch to millions of people on the internet? That's just...
Yeah, it's people like that, even on YouTube, on Rumble, doesn't matter what platform, there are people like that all over the internet. And the biggest problem is they see that you can make money by having clout on, platforms like this.
So unacceptable. But I think one of the reasons this whole thing went so viral, other than the fact this girl's thought process is borderline crazy, is that no one could agree about the push door or was the door wide open. And I mean, I get why there's a hang up here, because if she actually, pushed the door open to record a guy just laying there in his house and then, turned herself into the victim, she's insane. And then we for sure have another member of the Hall of Fame of Influencer Morons. At this point, I need to start holding introduction ceremonies for these kinds of idiots, because I should be starting my videos like, welcome to the newest idiot who's now facing jail time for some social media content. Because
that would be a good series of content for him.
at this rate, I'd say a lot of my videos are kind of like that. Anyway, people were arguing about the lighting, angles, wood grain, everything. But this is where the story took a life of its own, because while she was telling millions of people that DoorDash and TikTok were trying to bury her truth, police were piecing together a version of the events that looked very different from what she originally stated online. Because eventually, the police stepped in with their own findings, citing Ring doorbell footage that reportedly showed her opening the door herself. Ma'am, why did you do that? So...
yeah, you had no business opening the door. You're there to drop an order off and leave.
With Revoicer, you can generate as many voiceovers as you want with only 3 clicks. Yes, you heard me.
Ladies and gentlemen, they got her.
Sir, I have your DoorDash. Oh, ew! I'm a victim!
Number one, why would you ever do this to begin with? And number two, why would you do this when there's a Ring doorbell camera right there next to the door that you're opening? Like, did you not think he was going to review the footage after you exposed him to millions of people online with his pants down? What did you think was going to happen? Either way, according to the police in Oswego, the man in the video was not sitting there waiting to expose himself to the delivery driver. He was sleeping and drunk, lying on his couch with no idea what was going on. And thankfully for him, the doorbell camera footage reportedly showed her opening the door herself. which does not add up with her story. So DoorDash then
Yeah, it does not add up with her story. I watched all her TikTok videos that relate to this particular incident, and yeah, she's blasting this guy over and over and over and over again. It was nuts.
finally responded with its own statement. Without naming her, they said they take these kind of reports extremely seriously, and they never deactivate someone for reporting it, full stop. But they said that posting the video of a customer inside of their home, along with their personal details, was a clear violation of their policies.
Yeah, and she exposed this dude, and she even said in one of her videos, TikTok and DoorDash are punishing her for exposing this guy. Duh.
Said that was the reason her account was deactivated, and they deactivated the customer's account too while they were investigating. And they also added that she still had full access to her money. Then everything hit a wall on November 10th, because that's when officers arrested Olivia Henderson and charged her with 2 counts of Class E felonies: unlawful surveillance and dissemination of an unlawful surveillance image. And these charges usually apply to people who secretly record others in private settings: bathrooms, bedrooms, changing rooms, that kind of thing. But the legal idea is the same. Recording someone inside of their home when they have an expectation of privacy is criminal, even if the camera is technically outside of the door. Police said that she filmed a sleeping person and posted it publicly, which is exactly what these laws are written for. So the bottom line is, police found no proof of SA, and the man was asleep. And Olivia admitted the instructions for her order said to leave the food at the door, not inside of the home as she filmed. Her last TikTok was posted on October 26th, right after she said that she was being punished for reporting what happened. After the arrest, she didn't post anything at all. No defense, no clarification, no follow-up about what she plans to say in court. Her current next hearing is on December 4th, and depending
And not saying what she's planning on saying in court is a proper thing to do. If you're going to be in court, the first thing you need to do is close those lips. Shut that mouth. Say nothing about the court. Say nothing about, what you're being charged with, what you're being charged for, how you're going to defend yourself. You say nothing, because everything that you say from then on about that court case becomes evidence that can be used for or against you. It's best to just keep your yap closed when it comes to a court case.
on how the judge sees all the evidence, she could be looking at a whole lot of time here. And this can range from probation to years in state prison, because it looks like a Class E felony in New York can carry up to 4 years. And she's charged with 2 Class E felonies, so that could be a combined maximum of 8 years in prison. Either way, it's no longer a he said, she said, and it's definitely not a conspiracy that TikTok doesn't want you to hear about. This is a criminal case with evidence and surveillance footage that was provided by the perpetrator. Yet again, for clout. How does this keep on happening? Now, obviously, gig workers deal with real risks every day. Yes, women face real threats with entering private spaces alone. And yes, some companies have absolutely punished workers for speaking up. But if you film someone in their own home, post it online, accuse them of a crime that the police say never happened, and then you claim that you're being silenced when the platform you're on takes you down, you're in for it.
I was working. I was literally working, and they deactivated me. This is related. They just punished me for posting about my.
Yeah, that's what they punished her for posting, for letting other people see this guy's nuts being blasted all over the internet. That's why they fired her, and that's why she got arrested. I got to find this other video that I found. I watched that of his about that situation, because he actually went to her court case and came up with some pretty interesting stuff. All righty. Right there. Yeah.
Whoa.
What's that?
I just built a budgeting app in Base 44.
Guys, Nina just built.
Things just got Things just got so much worse for the TikTok DoorDash girl because this is becoming a nightmare for her. And if you don't know about this situation, it is insane. So here's a quick rundown. So on October 12, 2025, a DoorDash driver by the name of Olivia Henderson got an order in Oswego, New York. This was apparently a late night Wendy's order, and from what we know, all she had to do was leave the food at the door, take a picture of the food, and continue on with her night. Instead, she allegedly made a series of awful decisions. The police and prosecution, they're alleging that she pushed the door open and decided to film a drunk dude who was passed out on his couch with his pants down. So in my first video on this story, I reported that she walked into the house because that's what currently was going viral on TikTok. That, from what I know, is wrong. So I have to issue a massive retraction and correction to that statement. All the, at least credible sources are claiming that she never walked into that house. She was only standing in the doorway. But still, either way, filming and posting what she saw after she allegedly either opened the door or pushed open the door is still incredibly stupid. So if what the prosecution is alleging is true, she seemingly went onto TikTok and tried to destroy an innocent man's life for passing out within his own house with his pants down. Now, obviously, we're not going to show the original video. I can't even find the original video. All I can find is a screenshot. But even if I could find the original video, I wouldn't be showing that here on this channel for obvious reasons. You know, because there is a massive privacy issue there. But this is her follow-up video to the original video.
So on October 12th, 2025, the DoorDash customer.
Yeah, we've already seen this part here. I just want to get to this part.
Back at the airport again, because today we're heading to the TikTok DoorDash girls trial, which is tomorrow. So we're going to Syracuse, New York now. But I definitely wanted to attend this trial because there's been so many details about this case that have been extremely unclear. So might as well go show up and get them clarified. Yeah, this is the smallest airplane I've ever been on.
Yeah, and you know, like this guy here, he does a deep dive into whatever he's making content about. That's one of the reasons why I respect him so much. But all right, about here.
We could find some shelter from the wind, though. I feel like my arch nemesis at this point is the wind. Yeah, this is perfect down here. You just got out of the court case for the TikTok DoorDash girl. Something big did happen, but it took a while for anything to happen at all. So I got here at the court at about 9:21. She was on trial at 9:30. This time it was a little bit different because last time we know that we had footage of inside of the courtroom because the news was there. So the news, they were set up, they were filming her. I walk in, there's no TV camera set up. I don't even see any journalists. And basically I was there until the end. I can confirm there was no journalists there. So it's only me that was there, which is kind of interesting. Other updates to this case, she still has a public defender. She has 2 charges. At 9:30, judge walks in, everyone stands up, sits down, you know, the whole thing. And I don't see the DoorDash girl. I think it was just because I didn't see her because she was sitting in there. And at that time, I was sitting in kind of in the back right of the courtroom. And this courtroom is set up in not the best fashion because there's a column blocking the judge and the audio isn't really good. And it didn't seem like they had the microphone speakers on the back. So I couldn't hear what was going on. So I had to move around. Eventually, after they went through a couple of the defendants, I got up and I moved. And that's when I could actually see the judge so I can at least read what his lips were saying because the audio was still bad. And I think I sat down kind of behind the DoorDash girl at that point. And that's when I spotted her. Going through my notes real quick. One second. Oh, no. All right. My hands are frozen. Why did I not bring gloves? As a Norwegian, I should have known better. So 10 o'clock rolls around and I see who I think is the DoorDash girl's public defender. 10:25 rolls around. Nothing yet. Okay. So at this point, I've been here for a minute. 10:50 rolls around. Woman who looks like the DoorDash girl, who I think was, she gets up after talking to her public defender and leaves. And I'm like, uh-oh. What's going on now? Is this another Jack Doherty situation where there's some continuation? Do I have to show up tomorrow? I don't know. I wait around even further. Then we have probably like another 40 minutes of waiting. They go through the last people. The judge then is waiting for one of the defendants to show up. So we get through them, and suddenly it's just me in court, in the courtroom. And I'm like, oh, well, I'm not going up on the stand. So that must mean it's over. I go out to the clerk, I talk to them, and I'm thinking, okay, there's a continuation that happened. Instead, I found out this was divested to county court. So originally, where we're at, this building right here, this is the city court. So city court, I mean, this is kind of like small fines, but hers was divested to county court. So as I said, originally she was in city court, but now county court, that's the main state court. So that means most likely she's facing way more serious charges. Or well, not way more serious charges. The charges are still the same, but most likely they could penalize her a lot harder. So
Yeah. She's going to get us more than just a slap on the pee-pee.
according to the lawyer that I've been talking to, that's the prosecutor that moved it there, most likely because of all the public attention on the case and the public outcry. So that means that most likely she won't get a slap on the wrist. So currently, she is facing 8 years in prison. That's her max sentence because it's a 4-year max sentence for each of the felonies. And her minimum sentence seems to be a couple years of probation. And that is if she's convicted 100% though. It seems like she was moved to Superior Court. So that's actually even worse for her.
Superior Court. She's going all the way to the top. She's going to get a major slap across the face with this. If she gets convicted of the felonies, she is going to go away.
So that's what we have right now. She's currently facing 8 years in prison. That's the worst case. She's not going to get that. But her minimum is at least a couple years on probation. Either way, she shouldn't have done this. This is like a big self-inflicted thing that didn't need to happen. I don't know why she decided to do that. Those are all the...
Yeah, and that's basically what it all boiled down to. Is it was just a self-inflicted series of stupidity on her own behalf. And, you know, all that could have been avoided just by using this more than she did. Like, you gotta use your head in situations like that and think, how can this go wrong? How can, this come back to bite me in the butt? I thought I'd seen everything, but to go from city court all the way up to the highest court available in the country, that seems like, you're about to find out what an example is all about, because you're about to become one. So I'm going to end it on that, and I wish you all peace, love, and happiness.